What's up, guys? Welcome to Rip and Junk. I am a 31-year-old divorced father of three who over the years has acquired a lot of stuff with potential to be cool. I just never did anything with it, and I figure what better time than now. Sorry about the wind if you guys are catching that. There's some nasty weather coming in, but we're gonna take a look around, see what we got, and show you what the future holds. We'll start off with some of the theoretically easier projects we got going here. Got a 98 YZ125. This one is relatively basic to get going, and we should be able to take her out. It's needs a helicoil, I believe. The plug, after a little while of riding, likes to work its way out of there and shoot loose. It feels tight while it's all the way threaded in, but while you're threading it in, you can jiggle it around and whatnot. She already has an Athena top end, 5-gallon Baja tank, FMF shorty. I don't know, stock pipe, basic. Should be fun. Still a 125 even with the Athena top end, but we'll see if that ends up going anywhere. Last year, I picked up this little Kazuma 110 four-wheeler for my kids. $200 running. Not great condition. Neighbor girl decided that it wasn't bad enough, and she would just break the fender out for fun, which is super rad. This kinda, I think, just needs carb work. I might just buy a Chinese eBay carb and throw it on there, not even spend the time to fuck with that and just get it running well. Also, around the cap here is busted off, so we need to get a little work done there, but that one should be simple. And along the list of theoretically simple is my 87 KX250. This thing I have ridden, not in a long time, but we'll see how it goes. Last time it ran, we swapped a carburetor from one of my dad's bikes on there. Older brother was riding it, and throttle stuck and right into his 1972 Charger, which is all that there. And despite being known for pop metal junk of the 80s Cowies, these handlebars were stiff enough to break my dad's vise when we were trying to straighten them. So that's also, we broke off this side plastic. It's JB welded together, but eventually I'm probably just going to buy a plastic kit from UFO, and that shouldn't be too hard. This KX is actually pretty cool. It's a 1-year only bike. Apparently the pros didn't like how narrow it was, but I am a bit of a chonky boy with some thick thighs, so that's kind of narrow is ideal for me. We got the classically dented Pro Circuit pipe on it, stock silencer, Kickstarter off of a Suzuki that we found at the junkyard because it didn't have a Kickstarter when we got it. And yeah, this should be fun. Either this or the YZ are going to be one of the first videos that I make, and see what we can get going just to try and get something running around here. As far as other junk out here, we got two Mazda MX-6s. The white one was my buddy High Octane Garage's back in high school. It's Octane with a K on YouTube. Go check it out. The thought process there was the 4-cylinder blew up. I bought this 6-cylinder with no title, with plans to swap it in and be my college car. Didn't get that far, but the title did arrive in the mail for the gray one, so we can figure out maybe KLZ, it's the JDM swap, would be sick. Speaking of 72 Chargers, we got the one that the bike is leaned up against. We got 62 Belvedere here. That was, grew up with this car. This was my old man's car. It got T-boned just after graduating high school. He, not great, probably never gonna get fixed, but also, I mean, can always try and straighten it. But got two 72 Chargers, and speaking of High Octane Garage, him and I were at some races, and I got to thinking, the reason my brother didn't do anything with them is that the subframe is super rotted out. So I'm wondering if, just to get something done with them, this is way down the line, this is going to be expensive, but if we tube chassis it and turn it into some sort of race car. I mean, got it sitting here. Got the slob over here. This tried to kill my mom. The exhaust was broken and gassed her out one day. She didn't even make it up to the road before almost passing out. We got spare Coronet. That's a 4-door parts car for the 2-door. That's my old man's, which is sitting in the left garage stall here. But that is a very big work in progress. We'll see what we can get done for him, though. I'd like to get that going. I mean, a year sounds like a long time. It's not. In reality, building a car, not ideal, but maybe I can get it together for the Outlaw Throwdown next year. We'll see how that goes. Under this heap of parts, or heap of junk, is actually a go-kart with a snowmobile motor on the back, which ran when parked. I mean, it sort of did, but I see our air filter is gone, so I'm sure that thing's gonna run excellent. Continuing with the whole ran when parked premise, my dad for work went on a snowmobile trip and loved it so much he came home, bought these two. This is a Puma and a Jag. Bought them with plans to get him and my mom out and riding, and it's basically been he parked them here, and that's where they've been ever since. Buried back here in the tall grass, I wish I could see it better, we have I don't remember the year, mid to late 70s Toyota Tercel carbureted 4AG manual car. It was my grandpa's. It sat in a storage unit for who knows how long, and when he passed away, we put gas in it and it started up and we drove it right out. This thing is awesome and it deserves a lot of love and a lot of work. Speaking of old awesomeness, our plow truck, I believe a 62 or 63 F350. It's a 4-speed car, 4-speed manual, 360 Ford, which if you don't know, it's like a D-stroke 390. Got the hydraulic plow on her, got hydraulic dump bed dually. This thing fucks. Working down the line a little bit, we have my mom's old Toyota Corolla, which is totaled, but she smacked a deer. You're gonna see a little bit of a theme here in a second, but it's totaled, but she drove it home. So I mean, it's getting crusty sitting out here. Maybe we'll find a car for the motor, maybe we'll junk it. Yeah, I mean, she's got like 200,000 miles on it, so I don't know. Maybe we strip it down and baja it out in the field. Speaking of the field, over out yonder here, we have our little turn track and shooting range. We've gotten so much rain this year, everything's so tall, it's kind of hard to get a grasp of it. You can see corner goes up around here, goes up top. That mode area is the shooting range. Target right in the middle of the track. You can see how much the track gets used, but we're going to try and change that. Goes up over there, around the pond, comes back down. There's two lines. There's one line you can go behind those trees, come out and around right there, I believe. And then back on here, we might add a little bit to that. We got more field over there we can add things to. Maybe I can not suck and we can get some jumps out here. We'll see what happens. Back to the projects. Got this 2G Clips. Picked this up for $500 with a 6-bolt block. Asked the kid about the strut towers. He said, you know, it might need a little work, but otherwise just typical rust. And then I went to pick it up and she's pretty torched. Interior though is absolutely mint. If anyone needs a blue 2G interior, you know, let me know. But that I don't know realistically if we'll do anything with. Who knows? We got the 4.8 Magnum Grand Cherokee Laredo. Well, it was a 4.8 that blew up. This just needs a motor and it's fine, honestly. I don't know. We don't really need it for anything. I don't know if I try and do something cool like a 5.9 swap and do some kind of all-wheel drive race Jeep, because all-wheel drive is a class at the Outlaw Throwdown that I spoke about. We have this 89 Chevy 1500 Sport. I love this. It's basically the same appearance kit as the 454 SS. It only has a 305 though. But this, I love this truck. We got this when I was like 15 years old. Needs cab corners and bottom of the doors like every other OBS, but I mean, you can't beat it. The black bumpers, the black grill, the red bow tie. This truck is And I'm a Dodge guy. I'm a Mopar guy, but I love this truck. One theme you might have picked up on is around here we do things in twos now. This isn't, obviously this Cherokee is much different than the other Cherokee, but we got, you know, 2 Silverados, 2 72 Chargers, we got 2 MX6s, 2 Coronets. We just like our parts cars because everything breaks. Obviously, it's why it's all sitting here. This thing needs a fuel pump. She's pretty clapped out and rusty. These wheels look like ass. The original wheels were a lot better, but they got all rusted out and had to swap them out. Tires are just stupid road tires. And actually, this thing does have a plow setup for it as well. It used to be our old plow truck. I believe the welds got ripped out when my dad ran into a snowbank. Ran straight into like an iced over snowbank with it. But I believe that's fixed. This thing just needs a fuel pump, and I think she's ready to rip. Blown up Saturn, and when I said the theme about the deer a week and a half ago, one jumped out on me on my on the dad wagon here, and now it became less of a fun project. I was going to do some, I don't know, tasteful rice to it. If that makes sense. You can't make it cool, so I was gonna make it kind of corny, but in a tasteful way. We got our little ultimate eBay short ram intake in there, my totally real carbon fiber lip, which is now shattered, so I get to replace that with one that'll fit better. Honestly, it won't be as bad. We'll do gloss black on that. Also gonna replace eventually my totally real carbon fiber lip we got going up there. There's a different actual wing, like spoiler deal I want to get. Hangs out, look a lot more noticeable. This, you can kind of catch it on camera, but it's just, I don't know. I'm an attention whore, and it doesn't get enough attention. So, except for by the deer, obviously. So this, we get to do a hood, a front bumper. Radiator is still holding, but it is U-shaped, so the radiator and core support need to get done. Yeah, I don't know. I just drive her as it is for now. We got up in the garage at the house is my 96 Suzuki Intruder. The 96 Suzuki Intruder. That, I'll hopefully get a picture I can, you know, put up on screen. That, some idiot, definitely not me, put car 1040 in it to top it off. Clutch slips now, but it also, there's something in the exhaust. I don't know if it's a little rock. I don't know if a weld broke on something, but it runs. You get a ting 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 ting. So that I want to get figured out. That bike's kind of ready to rip. It just basically needs an oil change, and she's good to go. It does have a bad ground. The lights pulse while I'm riding on it. Not ideal. So hopefully we get to figure that out. Honestly, this is kind of just scratching the surface. There's legitimately 8 more dirt bikes and motorcycles in the garage out here, but they're kind of in a pile that not ready to go film that yet. We need to dig them out. Most of them have all the parts there. A lot of the dirt bikes are blown up. Yeah, some other shit's just been sitting. 2 of my grandpa's motorcycles, so we'll see what we can get going there. But yeah, comment if there's anything specific that you would like to see me try and jump on first, or that interests you. I will do what I can as funds are available. Like I said, I got 3 kids. I have 2 of them 3 nights a week and 1 of them 4 nights a week. So we'll see if I am up to the task of working a full-time job, being at least a 50% time parent, and try and fix all this stuff and have some fun while we do it, huh? Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, come back, see if we can start doing anything fun. Thanks.